Hello, students. This is going to be our last video, our last lesson before we take the test. So the test is next class period, which we will do a review first, and the review will look very similar to the test. So you'll want to make sure you do the review first. I'll probably do the review with you. Whether you choose to watch it or not, but I'll do the whole review with you to practice. So that'll probably be the last video, I guess, for this chapter. But anyways, so this section we are going to be applying our trig. So we're going to actually see how we can use this in the real world. So some vocabulary that we're going to use is angles of elevation and angles of depression. All right, so if we take a look at my example here, right, so I have a hot air balloon and then I have a girl down at the bottom, okay? So notice these horizontal lines. Those are super important. So if I was talking about the girl looking at the balloon, right, her line of sight, this is called the line of sight here. Her line of sight is the horizontal line. And then to look at the balloon, she must look up. So this would be an angle of elevation. So if we were saying angle of L, sorry, I forgot some letters in there. Elevation. It's early. So maybe that angle is, she's looking way high up, so maybe it's a 70-degree angle of elevation. Okay. The angle then from the balloon, right? So the people in the balloon looking down at the girl, so this is their line of sight. Your line of sight always has to be straight out from you. Okay. So whenever you're doing a word problem, draw the picture, draw whatever you're starting with, and then draw a straight line out, and then you either go up or down. In this case, it would be an angle of depression. Okay? All right. So the first couple problems on your homework, you're just deciding whether or not it's an angle of elevation or depression. I think there's 3 problems. All right. So when I look here, all right, so I've got the airplane, I've got the building, and I got the person. All right. So number 1 is an airplane. So their line of sight would be that straight magenta kind of purpley line out. And then angle 1 is looking down. It's looking down to the building. So angle 1 is the angle of depression from the building to the plane, or from the plane to the building. Now angle 2 is you're starting at the building because the line of sight is at the building there. So right here's your line of sight, and then you are looking up. Angle 2 is an angle looking up to the airplane. Okay. Angle 3 then, so angle 2 is the angle of elevation from the building to the plane. Angle 3 is the angle of depression from the building to the person. So again, your line of sight is from the building here, straight out, and then angle 3 is an angle going down to the girl. Okay, so it's an angle going down. So that's an angle of depression. All right, and then our last one here, angle 4 is from the girl. So her line of sight is straight out, and then she's looking up. So angle 4 is an angle of elevation from the person to the building. Okay? So again, it's going to be multiple choice. You're just picking if it's an angle of elevation or an angle of depression. I better write in here that this one was going down, right? So angle 1 is an angle going down. And of course, it doesn't want to stay. Oh, well. All right, so some of your homework then, I think there's 4 questions are like this, where you have the picture and you're just figuring out the missing thing. So the words here say that we have a sonar operator on a cruiser detects a submarine at a distance of 500 meters. So this slanted distance is the distance from the cruiser to the submarine, so that's 500. And then it says it's at an angle of depression of 37. So again, see how from the cruiser they went straight out and then down. So that angle 37 to the submarine, and that's an angle of depression. So we're trying to find how deep the submarine is. So we want to find, right, how deep or how tall something is. Just goes straight up and down. So that's what we're trying to find. All right, so now we are just going through those 5 steps that we have from how we learned how to solve trig. All right, so step 1 is to circle the angle. So I circle the 37. Step 2, I label the sides. So the 500 is across from the 90. So this would be the hypotenuse down here. Okay, the 37, we go all the way across the triangle from the 37. So that would be our opposite. Okay, so we have the O and we have the H. So I quickly write down at the top here, hopefully you have it on a Post-it note or somewhere, or on your notes sheet. So Katoa. So that means I am going to use the so, because I have the O and the H. So now I write the trig function. So it's sine of 37. And then I need the O, so that's the X. And then I need the H, so that would be the 500. Okay, so now I have my trig ratio. Now I just need to solve it by using cross multiply and divide. So my first step is to make this a proportion. So I take this and put it over 1. Now I have my proportion. So now I can just cross multiply and divide. So 1 times x is x. And then sine 37 times 500. So when I type it into my calculator, I'm going to type in the 500 first, times, and then the sine 37. Then I don't have to worry about the parentheses. Okay? All right, make sure your calculator, you know how to run your calculator. If you do not know how to run your calculator, you're going to get things wrong. Okay, so please hop on the chat room and have me help you if you can't get it to work out. If you have a graphing calculator, you need your mode to be in degrees, not radians. So you would hit the mode button and make sure degrees is highlighted. The default in a graphing calculator is radians. So, all right, so 500 times sine 37. All right. Now the directions didn't say on here how what to round to, but on the homework it says round to the nearest tenth. So this would be 300.90. So that would round to 300.9. So 300.9 meters is our final answer. Okay. All right, next question. All right, so these ones I don't have a picture. So there are, I think there's 3 that you actually have to draw your own picture and then solve. So this one, a ladder is leaning up against the side of a house. So I draw my house. Here's my house. Okay, and here's the ladder leaning up against it. All right, and it says it forms a 65-degree angle with the ground. So here's the ground. So my angle is 65 in there. All right, and it says the foot of the ladder is 8 feet from the house. So that means from the house to the ladder, right? Remember, this is the ladder here. Right? Find the length of the ladder. So that means I'm trying to find this. So the X goes there. A house and the ground better meet at a 90-degree angle, otherwise you're going to have some structural issues. All right, so now we are ready to solve. All right, so we didn't use angle of elevation or angle of depression at all on this one, just a word problem. We could say that from the ground to the house, the ladder has an angle of elevation of 65 because it's an angle going up, right? Okay, so step 1, circle the angle. Step 2, label the sides. This would be the adjacent. This would be the hypotenuse. So ka and toa, I am going to use ka because I've got the A and the H. So it would be cosine of 65 equals 8 over x. All right, I go ahead and I put it over 1. Now I cross multiply. 1 times 8 is 8. Cosine 65 times x. So this one I can't just multiply out. In order to find the x, I need to get the x by itself. So that means I need to get rid of that cosine of 65. And it's cosine 65 times, so to undo a times, I would divide by cosine 65. All right, so on my calculator, I'm going to type in the 8 first, then divide by cosine 65. And again, we want to round to the nearest tenth, so it would be 18.9. 18.9 would be our ladder, which it sounds kind of silly. We would probably round that one to the nearest whole number. We'd say it's a 19-foot ladder, but on the homework, everything says round to the nearest tenth, unless you're finding the angle. The angle, I think, says round to the nearest degree. So 18.9 feet would be our length of our ladder. Okay. All right. Let's see. This one I definitely want to do. So the surveyor is 100 meters from a bridge. So we've got the bridge. They're 100 meters away from it. So 100. Right, the angle of elevation to the top of the bridge. So we draw an angle going up to the top of the bridge is 35. Okay? It says find the height of the bridge. Okay, so we want to know the height of the bridge. So this is our x, right? How tall is the bridge? However, right, that person that was measuring it was not measuring from the ground. They weren't laying on the ground and had the device on the ground. It said the surveyor's instrument was 1.45 meters off the ground. So maybe they had a little device here, little tripod, okay? And so that was 1.45 meters off the ground. So when you figure out how tall the bridge is here, the x, you are also going to need to add on that 1.45 meters. Okay, and there is a problem in your homework like that. I did put a hint there for you so that you could remember to add on the height of the person or the height of the instrument. Okay, let's see, one more here. All right, so on this one, it says an airplane approaching the airport is flying at an altitude of 26,400 feet. Okay, so 26,400 feet. The airplane is still 200 miles away from the runway. Okay, so we're still 200 miles away. Now notice this is in miles, this is in feet. Okay, we can't solve if they're in two different things. Okay, and on the homework, I helped you out and I told you how many miles this was. So 26,400 feet, there's 5,280 feet in a mile, so this would be 5 miles. And again, I helped you out on the homework and I told you how many miles it was. Okay, so we want to know the angle that the plane must descend. Okay, so again, we draw the line of sight straight out. And then let's say this is where the runway is. Okay, so straight out and down. So this is what I want to find. I want to find that angle right here. Okay, well, that angle isn't inside my triangle. It's outside. However, remember, parallel lines, we can make a Z. So if that angle's X, so is this one. Now we have an angle inside of our triangle. Okay, we could circle the angle, label the sides. This would be the O, this would be the A. So we're using TOA, so it would be tangent X equals